Hello, happy Sunday. Welcome in, friends. Hello. Hope everyone is doing well. I know we were supposed to stream earlier today, but I could not. I tried to update in the Discord to let everybody know that the earlier stream couldn't happen because there was work being done in the basement. So between the noise and the fumes, it would have been difficult. Would have been a little difficult. But welcome in, everyone. How are we doing? Rogue, thank you for the gifted. By the way, side note, I still have yet to figure out what the hell is going on with Lumia's stream. I still trying to figure it out. I do not know how to stop it. It has gone rogue. It is going mad. Oh my goodness. Courtney, hello, friend. How are you? I'm feeling a lot better. Yeah. Still not 100% by any means, but way better. Yeah, it's still, yeah. Yeah, the red light flashing with gifted stuff. Yeah. I don't know how to turn it off. I still haven't figured it out. But I can see the gift subscription like alert in the dashboard. And then obviously the lights go blinky blinky. So yeah, I don't know where to go to turn that off. So while we'll switch scenes while I'm trying to figure that out. I tried earlier and it didn't work. All right, let's see. Get the camera up and running. Oh, it's probably good enough. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. How we doing, friends? Doing the challenge on the ghosty was nice to light the fire. Oh, what a nice ghosty. Isn't this is this weekly frostbitten? Is that what this weekly is? Watched on YouTube since I got Phasmo back in November. The first stream. Welcome in, dude. Welcome in. Hello. Frostbitten. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Blondie, thank you for the 2 years, Fran. Oh, look, 2 flipping years. I saw your DM, by the way. How dare you? What's frostbitten do? Hurt your fingies. Or it's just super cold. Yeah. I feel harassed by this weekly as someone's still dealing with a foot of snow. Oh, yeah, that is a very fair point. It's almost like a too soon kind of situation. Yeah. Hex, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate you guys. Oh, no, not your fingies. Yeah, so Lumia is still being a butthole, and I don't know how to fix it. Iron Lung. So, I think my take on Iron Lung, I'll start with I thought it was a wonderful movie. I thought it was fantastic. No spoilers. No spoilers. Absolutely not. No. My take is very similar if you guys by chance heard Moist Critical's take on it, where it's like a little slow go at the beginning, but as it gets moving, you feel almost more immersed into the movie. And I gotta say, like cinematically, as in like the cinematography and the sound design and the music and everything was so good. So good for a movie that is for a 2-hour movie about somebody locked in a submarine. Basically, he did a damn good job. A damn good job. Heard the dialogue's a little hard to hear at points. I didn't have that problem. I felt like I had no problem hearing what was meant to be heard. I feel like there were parts that were supposed to be like almost muffled, like in the background noise. Maybe you're not supposed to necessarily hear it, but you could hear it. I didn't have any problems hearing stuff. But I don't know. Maybe that was just me. Maybe that was just our theater. I'm not sure. Relentless, thank you for the biddies. Max, thank you for the 10 months. Jen, thank you for the 20 months. Well, I got to pause this because I'm not on the right playlist. Oh, my Lanta. There we go. Oh, my gosh. Hello, friends. Hi. I hope that if anyone else is sick, I hope they're feeling better. I know Mr. Chingus is still not feeling so hot. What are your thoughts on the new upcoming Phasmo map? I don't know. I don't have thoughts because I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's hard to say. Hoping to see it tomorrow night. Listen, I don't know if it still is #1, but that movie was #1 for box office weekend. Just saying. That, from last I heard, and this could be skewed, this could be incorrect. Last I heard, that movie is projected to make upwards of like over 15 mil box office for opening, which is for a movie where he put in like, I think they said it was like 3 or 3.5 that they invested into the movie to get it off to the races. That's crazy. Crazy return. 30 is what you heard? Dude, that would be insane. Still number one in the US. That's awesome. Dude, that's so great. Listen, man, obviously there was a lot of people involved with helping him with that film, but like, it's him. It's him. What are your thoughts on no more broken back movements? That's fine. How will we dance? I guess we'll have to do it in VR. I'm not that upset about it. I don't know. I'm fine. It's another one of those things where it's really hard to judge it until we have it in our hands. And then we can say, ooh, this is how it feels. Right now, it's just a thought. Until we actually have them, we can't say one or the other. Yeah. Has anyone redeemed Stream King? Many have. Yeah. Mr. Chinggis is still feeling not so good. Yeah. Hopped on a live not long ago and announced it was neck and neck with the other movie, the movie that shall not be named. That's awesome, dude. That's so cool. That is so cool to see somebody work so goddamn hard and to see it just come back. It's so great. The betting's a staple. I know, but they're they're generic models. They're not their own. Yes, they could add that jank back in, but they want it to be more realistic. Yeah. How can you do a test on one of the new ghosts? What do you mean, how? Movie was awesome. It was great. Yeah, my wife, I think she was not sure about it because I think she was not sure what to expect. I made sure to warn her, though. I said, listen, this is meant to be more of a psychological horror than it is meant to be a nonstop jump scare fest, which is why I think mentally I was prepared and ready for it. Yeah. Everyone's down with the yucks. They are. Hi, Break. Hello, Fran. Break, you can disregard my DM friend. I would love to find another time for sure. 100%. What movie we're talking about? Iron Lung. Markiplier's movie. Yeah. Love watching his content. Can't wait to watch it. It's great. It's great. He's just great. He's so great. Yet still made the record for most blood used in a movie ever. Yeah, I remember his post that he put up about him getting his eyes all jacked up because of that. I forget how long ago he put that post up, but he was saying in the making of the movie, he made an oopsie. And then when you watch the movie, you're like, oh, that's how it happened. If Pam can bend backwards, then so can I. Okay. All right. Christmas, I think. I feel like it was like a year ago. Oh, maybe not a year. I don't know. I don't remember how long ago it was. Was it 2023? Was it really? Damn. Hot damn. Anyway, my word. Hello, friends. Welcome in. We're going to do it feels like we just did the other weekly. We are going to do the next one because, well, I'm live and the weekly's out. Might as well. Why not? Hey, Meg, I'm good. How are you? Yeah. Hey, what up, Stellar? I try to be everywhere, man. Yeah. I try to be. All right. So before I move on, I'm going to do a super fast search within Lumia to try to find this setting. I'm going to try. We're going to try. Weekly challenge, but you can't use smudges. I don't think you're given smudges. If I heard that correctly, right? Hey, Jer, how are you? Okay. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know. I feel like alerts makes the most sense. Okay. That might have fixed it. I might have found it. All right. Well, we'll figure it out later, I suppose. Hi, Roxy. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. What? What are you danging? What happened? Darkest Joker, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome in. Waffles are pancakes without abs. Don't you dare call waffles pancakes. How dare you? Pancakes are blah. Waffles have butter pockets. How dare you? Ew to you too, friend. Rogue, thank you. I'm feeling better. I feel like I need to have tissues on standby, which I do not have. But I'm feeling substantially. I woke up with a hell of a migraine today, though. That was not great. Yeah, they're butter pockets. Excited to get a Sunday. Yeah, we normally can't. I know. I know. That's an insult to waffles. I love waffles. Hey, Chris. Welcome back, dude. Stay hydrated. Roger that. Sponsor, not sponsored. We're not sponsored. Truthful. Thank you for the. Wait. The red light's no flashy. I think it worked. Hi, Shron. Hello. How are you, friend? Mayor, how is the new digs, by the way? I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it. You prefer waffles over pancakes any day? Same here. I know some of my family prefers pancakes over waffles. No, not me. That's not water. They didn't say hydrate with water. They said hydrate. I'm sorry. Let's stop moving the goalpost. Completed the APOC 3 challenge and got a Revy as a ghost. Oh, hell yeah. GG's. Getting a photo of a Revy at 150? Sheesh. You prefer French toast over both? Ooh, French toast is good. Dig up your great-grandmother's waffle iron. Listen, I have a Mickey waffle iron that makes Mickey waffles, and I use the same mix that they use at the Disney parks and make it the same exact way. That's the way. That is the way. How are we all feeling? We're feeling better, man. We're feeling a lot better. Coolio, thank you for the 11 months, homie. We have a new month, friends. A new month, which means that sooner rather than later, we are going to have our viewer day. So I obviously wanted to make sure that I was feeling better, which I am feeling a lot better. So I'm probably going to try to get the viewer games in this week. I'd say as of right now, probably Friday. As of right now. It was a headache. Took a lot of photos really quickly. Yeah, I know. You got to do what you got to do, man. You have a ghost-shaped waffle iron? Oh, that's cool. You like crepes? Crepes are good. What's he call them in Talladega Nights? Like thin pancakes. All right. We are ready there. Let me open fast so we can get moving and do this weekly. Pancakes and waffles, please. Thank you. All right. Let's do the tinks. Oh, son of a bitch. Almost had it. I don't know why it's blinking red. Hold on. Wait. Oh, I might be able to figure it out. Hold on. Did something trigger it? Hold on. Hold on. Let me see. What happened that might have triggered that?
There's some jobs ready for you.
I'm so confused. Nothing happened. There was no alerts. Nothing happened. I don't know what it was. Hold on. Are you fucking kidding me? Did I just figure out? Lumia, you're killing me, Smalls. Do you know what's setting that off right now? Hold on, let me turn it off first. What did I do? I figured out what it was. That's something that got turned on, but I got to figure out how to turn it off. Okay. Okay, there's like 1,500 options here. Holy shit. No, none of those. Okay, that's for the points. Okay, I understand that. How in God's green earth? How's the week been? Week's been okay. Week has been okay. Not too bad. We got back from our extended vacation and I immediately got sick, which was super awesome, but definitely feeling a lot better today than I was. Okay. Maybe I can search for it. Maybe I can search. Master, welcome in. How are you? Ghosty time? Yeah, we'll get there, man. Okay, whatever this is off. Okay. Long story short, what is happening is there's channel point redeems that are making that go off. And I never turned it on. Hey, Swig, I'm better, man. How are you? Interesting indeed, because I don't know where to go to turn it off. I thought I found it. I was like, ooh, it's probably over here. No, it's not. Hey, Bomber, how are you? It's a nice Sunday. It is. It did not start off as a nice Sunday, but it's definitely better now than it was. That's for damn sure. That is for sure. Stuffed French toast with sweet cream cheese filling and strawberry sauce. I don't know about how I feel about the cream cheese with the French toast. I'm a pretty plain Jane when it comes to a lot of stuff. Okay. It's a Cap. Oh, hi, Cap. Cap, I'm losing my mind, man. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Mentally, it's gone. Leaving and coming back. You're good. Okay, I'm back. Dad? Son? When I pins on bagels? Oh, I love bagels. An everything bagel? Oh, a fresh one? Like if you get like a brand new spanking fresh everything bagel? Especially if it's on a sandwich. What are you losing it for? For Lumia stream. Lumia stream, for some reason, turned on a bunch of settings and I'm trying to figure out where to go to turn them off. Yeah, so I'm struggling. Think of the 2 months, dude. I appreciate you. Yeah, so I'm losing it. There are redeems that are happening that are setting off the lights for no reason, and there's nowhere I can go to turn it off or that I can see. Reasonable reason? I think so. I would like to think so. Okay. It's not about the event list. It's literally about the actual events themselves. Okay. Like, why? Why? You know what? Okay, this is going to be a pain in the ass, but I have another idea. Turn the page. Thank you for the biddies. I have another idea. I'm going through. Lights go burr. Yeah. Going through each and every one of these to make sure that they're not just turned on for some reason. Okay. Wait a minute. hold on. Did I just figure it out now? Okay. Shran, I think was that it? Hold on. I'm going to watch this. I'm going to see what happens. Hold on. High society. So you guys know power-ups. The things like the I'd say TikTok style of like biddies, things that people can do when watching on mobile, when they can like hit the little, well, I guess you could do it on a desktop too, but it's meant to be very TikTok-y. I think that was setting it off. Was giving you the rest. Well, thank you, friend. I appreciate it. I swear to God, I think that's what was doing it, and I never turned it on. Okay, well, anyway, it should not be so complicated. Well, the problem, like, while yes, I like the ability to have 1,500 options, I hate having 1,500 options I did not touch, that I have not messed with at all. So that might have worked. It might not have worked. Okay, so that's one of the problems. Here's another one. You found what you were losing? Kind of, not really. Because that is a Twitch related one right there that I can't, that I literally have everything disabled. All right, let me try again. Overwhelmed. It's just, you know, I'm a very determined individual trying to figure things out. Oh, I think it worked. Okay, fuck it. We're leaving it alone. Anyway, anywho. Holy mackerel. Sounds like a pain. It is a pain. Oh, my Lanta. Now we can do stuff. Yippee. That's good to go. That's good to go. Case, thank you for the subs, dude. Thank you. Sweet's challenge seems great. I mean, I don't remember it that much. Or I don't remember what it felt like to do this challenge. I know we've done it like 4 times. It's just with all the other challenges in between them, it's so hard to know the difference between them. Yeah. Anne Marie, hello. Case, thank you so much. Eli, thank you for the biddies. All right. All of that is good to go. Make sure this is good to go. Go over there. Say, that was one of the things I could not figure out what was going on. So I'm glad I figured it out. I never turned it on myself. I can tell you that much right now. SG, what's up? Sampo, hello. Easy weekly with this one. Bonus orbs for every single run. Ooh. Let's go. Let's go. All right. You guys ready? Ready to do the things? What's up, Evan? Welcome in. What are the settings I'm about to show you? Yeah, we're literally about to do it. Hey, Froggy, how are you? All right, this week's challenge is Frostbitten. It's so cold that it's slowing everyone down, including the ghost. And this is at Camp Woodwind to get our 5K. There's the player settings. There's the ghost settings. There is our contract. And we have tier 1, tier 2. We have tier 3 sandy meds, but we do not have firelights. We do not have igniters, and we don't have incense. So it should be extra spicy for this one. Extra spicy, but let's go back so you guys can see the actual settings a little more in detail. So what do we got? We've got 100 sanity, 75 player speed, but the ghost is also 75 player speed. Oh, sorry, player speed. The ghost is also 75 speed, so it's gonna throw us off a little bit. But if we're worried about it, what we can do is we can always pull up the Phasmo cheat sheet and we can listen to the ghost speeds that way if we're not getting the evidence the way we need it to. But we do get all 3, which is super nice. You have a 3-second grace period, so you get away from the ghosty faster, right? No setup time. Medium hiding places, so we should have somewhere we can duck to if we need to, because we are not going to have any smudgies. Yay. Hey, Silent, I'm feeling better, dude. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Oh, let's do the things. No cursed. Oh, I didn't pay attention to that. How was the week off? The week off was great. It was so wonderful. Hello. Thank you, Froggy. I appreciate it, man. When's the next time I played a doc? I don't know. If I knew the next time I play with Doc, you would know because I would announce it. Yeah. Probably soon. I mean, I was off for the whole week. You know, if you hadn't made the comment in chat, I wouldn't have sent that. Okay. All right. What am I drinking? Sprite. Sprite Zero. Yeah. A breaker would be nice for a map like this. Sadly, it's broken. Yeah, that's true. They pointed out there's no cursed possession and also the breaker is broken. So no extra lights. Dr. Pepper is better. That's great for you. One of us is taking in less sugar. Remember that. How do you feel about that? Feel better about yourself now? Yeah. By the way, no shame. I have no problem drinking Mountain Dew and other shit too. Tips to see better in the dark that doesn't impact your frames. If your brightness is all the way up, turn your monitor brightness up. Probably one of the next best things you could do. I typically do not use filters or anything like that. One of the main reasons is because if you're on console, you can't use filters. So it's not like, what am I going to tell you to do if you're on console and I do that? All I do is I turn my brightness in game all the way up. So it's easier for you guys to see. And also a little bit for me because I have bright lights that are facing me. So it makes it a little bit easier for me to see the game. Cherry 7 Up. Ooh, that's good. That's good stuff. A terminal, listen, I understand, man. I'm just trying to take in the least amount of sugar as possible while still eating like crap. You know what I mean? All right, let's do the weekly. Let's go. East time. Just like last month, per the huge friends, if we reach the monthly goal, we will, If we reach the monthly goal, we'll have another viewer day. We're going to have one this Friday, probably. I'd say probably this Friday. If that changes, I will make sure to let you guys know. Orange Coke Zero. Orange? What? There's an orange Coke Zero? Hey, Minnie, how are you? Zero sugar root beer is the best. Ooh, that sounds good. See, the reason I like Coke Zero and I like Sprite Zero, because they honestly taste so similar to the originals. That's why I don't mind them as much. Oh, we did, Rocky. After I'm done the weekly, we'll do the spin for the last one. Yeah. I love orange soda, but orange Coke Zero does not sound... It sounds weird. It does sound weird. What up, Ghost? How are you, dude? It sounds strange. My heart doesn't know how to feel about it. Water enjoyers rise up. I like water. I like liquid IV too. Yeah. Trust me, I used to drink endless amounts of Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper and all that shit. Just try to cut back, man. Just trying to cut back where I can because I'm a soda fiend and I can't help it. Yeah. All right. We are 75 speed and I can already tell. All right. Do we have any bonus orbs by chance? Now we are 75 speed, but the ghost is also 75 speed. So if it hunts, we will be careful, SpongeBob, and try to pay attention because it's not going to sound normal. It's going to sound a little weird. Siren, thank you for the gifteds, friend. Thank you. All right. Well, at least we have flashlights, yeah? We're going to bring this, and let's bring that. Yeah, that'll work. Let's give it a whirl. We do get all three evidence for this. Thank goodness. No up snow. No up snow. No. Oh, God. Where, though? Ooh, okay. Let's go get the UV. I think it knocked on one of the logs in the middle. What up, Wheelie? Let's get some stuff. Let's do this. Let's do this. I don't know if it's actually in the center or if it's around the fire, but we'll find out soon. And oh, there's a freaking orb. Oh, you bastard. Well, at least we know where it is. It's right there. And it also just knocked again. Oh, God, I can't see. Hold on. Give me this. Frickin' orb. All right. I don't see any UV to be had. Okay. Probably not UV then. Yeah, there's orbs everywhere. All right, looks good. At least gives us tier 3 flashlight. That is a tier 2 flashlight. That is not tier 3. What are you talking about? Mimic. Oh, God. Siren, thank you again, friend. No dude skis yet. Where are you? Oh, God. No, my app is open. What the hell? Where are you? Are you here? This is the weekly, yeah. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Oh, you... Okay, I get it. But why are you taking so long? All right. So we have orbicals. We have spirit box. Let's check our temps, which is going to be a nightmare. Close to mimic. We're getting there. East of cold. But to be fair, it is snowing. Are you able to get freezing? Yeah. Yeah. The ghosty just has to be near the spot long enough to make it cold enough. So another thing I could do is I could get motion sensors to try to detect where it is. I was not getting UV though. There should be something where the ghost can dance. I don't even know what that means. Let's try that. Try that. Oh, trying to fart on me. Oh no, I'm stuck. It's all gross. Michaela, thank you for the 32 months. Chuku, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome in. All right, no fiver as of yet. 70 sanity. I mean, honestly, we probably don't even need it to hunt. Probably don't. Let's bring a crucifix just in case. And is it even setting the motion sensors off at all? Did you move rooms, you little heathen? Hold on. Where did the orb go? Oh, you sneaky little bastard. You sneaky, sneaky bastard. Give me another camera. Thank you for the prime, dude. I appreciate you. What? You are there. Oh, it moved. All right. Well, if Goryo was a possibility, that would be off the table because now it's out here. Damn. Son of a bitch. That over there. Let's put that over there. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Oh, God. That scared me a little bit. Sorry. I like moved my foot to move my shoe that's under my desk. And when I did, she spawned. Oh, she made me jump. Currently see 100 orbs. Yeah, a little bit. But you'll notice it's around the campfire. So it's a pretty awful spot to have it. Oh, I think it just threw the book. Which means... No, I don't think we have UV either. Well, yeah. So EMF dots are freezing. Oh, it's probably going to be freezing. At this point, I'd say probably. We'll bring in more interactable things just for funsies. Ack, thank you so much for the follow, dude. I appreciate you. Budman, welcome in. Huh. Oh, it's a die-in. Hey, we got a new ghosty. Should I let it hunt so you guys can see the speed? Spicy. It is a little spicy. It might eat the other crucifix, though. Did someone mention about dancing earlier? Yeah, but I don't think that's what they meant. JD, thank you for the 3 months, man. the other crucifix. Don't you go doing mean stuff. Okay. Now we know when it's hunting. Just to be 100% sure. Hey, Starbuck, how are you? Play ball. Now it's not going to hunt again. Ghosty. Where are you? Are you here? 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 It was literally just setting this off. Look, where are you? Are you here? Where are you? No, you're not. Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Taking a wee. Where are you? Oh my God, you suck, dude. You try to hunt one time and then that's it. Do we just leave? It's about damn time. In a minute. Gonna need a... Listen to the speed. It's faster because I'm moving. Get a little distance. Pause. Give her a hug. Or we leave. All right, that's fine. That might be the closest I've ever come to getting got by the ghost and not getting got by the ghost. No huggies. You know what? I don't want her hugs anyway. F her. She's mean. She's mean. She's mean-spirited. We don't like her. No hug for you. Wow. Wow. What are my spirit box responses? Hold on.
Welcome back.
Oh, dying. I don't get this ghost very often. I've had this ghost maybe like 3 times ever since it was released. It's nice to see it again. Maybe not the best conditions, but I'll take it. All right, let's go back. Round 2. My responses on the spirit box are right here. This person died. And, oh God, you asked really fast. Right here, this person died. And there's a third one. I forget. Ghost is a paid actor. Well, we wanted it to get us. To be fair, if it was a paid actor, it would have gotten me. And it did not. Active killing. There we go. Thank you, Siren. That's the one. Active killing. Yeah, that's the one. You did say you wanted to get one in the past stream. She finally answered. Taking a wee. Ricky, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. All right. Let's go back. Patricia Sweeney, which means that all the ghosties are possible. I see we have a hiding spot over here. So that's good. I'm going to go with the same setup. I think that worked well. We're going to do EMF, this, just in case we hear anything in the distance. I like it. Itachi, have a good one, friend. Demon, I'm down. I'm down. I'm not against the demon at all. Boner jam. I heard it. It threw one of these. I don't know where it threw it from. Or 2, but it threw it right there. Okay. Well, we found the ghost. Every time I get you saying right here in the spirit box. Tell my friend spirit box. I say, Flash, talk to me. All right. Bring that, bring this. I haven't even checked for orbs yet, but we're just trying to floor it over there with evidence. Make it fast. Make it spicy. All right. Put that there. Put that there. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Let's get more stuff. You've only gotten it one time, haven't been able to get it since. Yeah, that can suck. Still need a demon to get you. That one is rough because that is 100% RNG. All right, we're at 92. We're gonna bring that. Gonna bring this and this. Let's go. Better relax, hotshot. Oh, God. Okay. Well, there we go. So the temps are significantly lower there. So that's good. Oh, God. Oh, it's Dot Pam. Ghost was sending for 3 points in the hole. All right. We got our dootskis. Nice. Nice. This. Let's get salt. For funsies. Hardly ever get dots. I don't get them super often. Well, we know we don't have. All those ghosts are gone. So, Banshee, Thay, Yokai, Yurei, Raiju. Do you by chance want to walk in either of these salts, please? Can I get your photo? Oh, never mind. Manifesting the Yurei with no doors. That's mean. That's not very nice. It's not a daily challenge. It's a weekly. Me too. Jesus Christ. Hey, Flashbang, how are you? One singular step. Oh, come on. That's just mean-spirited. Stepped in the salt and then didn't do anything else. Oh, we have writing. Oh, it's a Thay. Okay, well, bye. We're not waiting around for that. I'm gonna sit here and age this damn thing. Hey, Zeeth, how are you? Asked to step in the salt, not to keep walking. Fine, I'll be more specific next time. No point in even waiting. Got all the evidence for it. Might as well close the doors. Thay's your favorite? I like the Thay when I'm able to actually test it the way I want to, with Ouija board and all that stuff. Then I like the Thay a lot. Nice. Number 2, a Thay. Let's go back and finch. Let's finch it. Old Thay at 75 would be so slow. It would be basically walking backwards. All right. Do we have Orbeez this time? We've had orbs twice. Funny enough. Which kind of makes me want to walk around with a camera now. At this point, watch. Now I'm not going to have orbs. I swear to God. Let's go. Let's try. Need a Dio. Oh, I'd love a Dio. A Dio would be great. Did I hear something over here? I might have. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. Oh, it's taking a share. Ooh. Dragon, thank you for the 5 months. Fly Guy, thank you for the 6 months. Boner. Am I hearing things getting thrown? There's nothing moved in here. I'm a little confuzzled. Okay. Well, Is it this? What? Why is it making like low end thuds? It was that. It's not the crackling. No, 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 no. It's making noises I've never heard before. That's what I'm saying. All right. Well, we know what's in there. What's our sanity? Yeah, we're fine. Wonder what that sound was? It was different. It's not a sound that we've heard. That was definitely new. Or new to me, I guess. Where are you? Are you here?
Right here.
Where are you? Where are you?
From behind.
Gross. Where are you? Are you here?
Making a way.
Making a wee. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Where are you? Hey, sissy. How are you, friend? Thank you. All right. Let's go get more stuff. Spirit box it is. What's next? I'm so salt. All right. Grab salt. Grab this. Grab this. Mark down our spirit box so we don't forget. Keep moving. Has anyone told you you're awesome? No, they would just be lying at that point. Ghosty, we're coming. Bro, you did not. Did you just double walk my salt and then not walk anymore? You dirty. Oh. Nice. Oh, come on. Be a Dio. Where are you?
Taken away.
Where are you?
Or
Are you here? Oh, wait. Wrong one. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? I need EMF 5 for Dio, right? No, that's a spirit. Shit. What does a Dio need? I need dots. Ooh, I have not seen dots. Switch. No UV. I'm telling you, man, I'm hearing some weird sounds. I don't. Dio, Moroi, or a spirit? .9, 2.5. Yeah, da, da. EMF dots are freezing. Okay, let's go. Let's go out here. It's throwing stuff outside of that room, which is not okay. You hear it over there? 66 sanity. Would I be lower than that if I had our Moroi? That is the real question. Tis the question. Emmanuel, think of the follow, man. Welcome in. I kind of want to take sanity just to be sure. The answer is yes. Chiba knows the answers. We just listen to him. All hail, Cheebs. How are you, Mr. Cheebs? Hi, Tika. Hello. I feel like it could be lower. I think it would be too. Now, my fear is that old Ghosty Shorts here has actually moved outside of this room now, which kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. Well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. And one of these. Chiba's always right. I know. I know. He knows. Everyone knows. Now, it was throwing things out here. Ish. Where's my spirit box? Where are you? Are you here?
Close
Where?
to bustling.
Gross. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you?
Far from there.
Where are you?
Far and
Are you here?
slips away.
Are you near? Where are you? See, it's moving around. It's like out here now, ish. Did I hear that right? We can only hope not. Good night, Froggy. Demonic, thank you for the 4 months. Thank you, friend. How are you, Kev? I'm gonna try to track it. Yeah, let's do that again. Let us try. Hey, Logan, I'm doing well, friend. How are you? Prestige for the second time. Nice. I have a feeling it's going to be freezing. I also have a feeling it's not going really that back into that room, but it might be. Let's try. Which tent did it just touch? What? It's a spirit. All right, well, nothing entertaining to be had here. We have no cursed objects and nothing else we can do with the ghost. Oh, well. Oh, well. We move on. I know, Jenny. I know how they work. I like leaving them as a single line. Yeah. Stinky spirit. Yeah, it's okay. It's bound to happen. It's fine. Listen, not every ghosty can be super exciting demons or whatever's. We just got to take what we got and go with it. It's fine. It's fine. Lazy spirit, yeah. We leave.
Welcome back.
There it is. This one is not very hard. It really is just finding the ghost and then using all of your evidence to figure out what it is. You get 3 evidence. Yes, if the ghostie's hunting, be careful because it's going to be 75. It's not going to be 100% speed. So careful, SpongeBob. But beyond that, though, not too bad, man. There we go. Dunzo. Nice, nice. Rarely get spirits. I don't know. I think they're up there as a ghost that I get a lot. Sky, welcome in. Hello. Yeah. Jabea, hello. All right, friends, we have ads. I need to run them. This is actually really great timing to run them now because we just got done. So I'm going to do 3 minutes of ads. I do it every hour. So that way, if you are not subbed, if you don't have turbo, that way you don't get smacked with them in the middle of the game. I'm going to run them. As soon as they're done, then we will continue forward. I'm probably going to do random Nightmare Perfect games. So we'll see. All right. BRB. Spirit is the only ghost that you haven't gotten yet. Ooh, how long have you been playing? I kind of wish, I know Mike has a way of doing it. I kind of wish I could see the stats on all the ghosts that I get and how often I get them. I kind of wish I could see that. Call of Duty. Thank you, dude. Welcome in. Unfortunately, that's just not easily obtainable. You have to just jump through a few hoops to figure it out. Mr. Song, hello, sir. Shawshank, thank you for the daily, Harvey. Appreciate you. Yeah, good old Mr. Mike. All right, now that the weekly is done, now we can adjust this. My day's been good. How's yours been? It didn't start off so hot, but we're good now. Hey, Jordan. There we go. There we go. All is well. All is well in the neighborhood. Older Little Song says hi as well. Sit next to you. Hi. Hi, Older Little Song. Ghost type should be totally random. What do you mean? What you mean? Don't have ads right now. That happens sometimes. It's regional, usually, the way that ads run. So if you don't have them, it just means that those ads are not running in your region, typically. So it's just a bonus, meaning you don't have to watch them. So there you go. That's a win. Just met Baron like 30 minutes ago. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. We're sorry. No, he's wonderful. Why does Taco Bell have chicken nuggets? You know, I don't have an answer for you. Why did Taco Bell decide to release fries that ended up being amazing? I don't know. Those fries are some of my favorite fast food fries to exist. Yeah. After the ads are done, friends, we'll do the wheel spin that I owe you guys. One of the worst TurboTax ads. Dropped one of her chops. Oh, no. Don't drop that chopstick. Why are you walking around eating ramen? What the hell? The nuggets are great. Oh, I got to try them then. I haven't tried the nuggets. I tried the fries. Why doesn't Taco Bell currently have beer like it used to? They used to have beer? What? Taco Bell used to have beer? What? Hey, Simply, hello. Lackluster talent, welcome in. The nuggets are edible. Someone else said they were good. Canadian Taco Bell. Oh, okay. I don't know about in the States. That I don't know. Binge watching the VODs recently. Keep the YouTube overnight. Wake up. Oh, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Hey, the 24/7 channel's still rocking. It's still a trucking. My daughter just found out I can twitch my nose like a bunny rabbit. What the hell? How old's your child? And they just figured that out. Oh my God. Hey, Lackluster, welcome in, dude. All right. I owe you guys a wheel spin from last stream because last stream I wasn't feeling not very good at all. So we're definitely still not 100%, but we're feeling a lot better today. So last stream I was just trying to end so I could go pass out. All right. As of right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so every time we hit the goal, I spin the wheel, no matter what whatever the number says, we spin again. But I want to do different wheels. I just have to, it's a matter of getting things together that I want to do. I've got to brainstorm. You know what I mean? Sergeant, welcome in, homie. Being sick isn't fun. No, it's not. It's not very fun at all. No. So as of right now, until I do get the other wheels set up, every time we hit that, we'll spin this. So I'll just make sure to adjust as we go. All right. Let's see what we got. Ooh, gifted game. Going there for the spicy potatoes, soft tacos, and chicken quesadilla. Ooh, it's making me hungry. Making me hungry. How to know the 1 meter range. Take one step in the game, and that's 1 meter. Yeah. Easiest way to do it. All right. Gifted game. Well, don't mind if we do. I'm your lo-fi. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's good or bad. Got back from making coffee. I would, right? Bah, it's like 9 o'clock at night. I really would, but it's too late. It's a little bit too late. I've done it before, but I shouldn't. Oh, no, that's not it. There we go. All right, let's do to enter. I want you to type the word goo. If you type the word goo into chat on the purple side, you are entered to win a free random Steam game. I will give you guys 60 seconds to do so. It is not a command. It is just the word. If you type the word goo, you are entered to win. You have 60 seconds to do so. Bop, 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 bop. And if you do win, I'm going to send you a Twitch whisper, by the way. I'll send you a whisper. So make sure that you have those open so that way I can message you guys. No, goo, not good, goo. I know your autocorrect's going to try to get you. Careful, SpongeBob. Too many games already. Need to play mine first? Well, this is just another one to the list. Or if you win, you can just give the code to somebody else. Yeah. So if you have somebody else that likes to play a crap ton of games, well, there you go. Does it have to be Steam? Yes, it does have to be Steam. It does. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock. Which kid would I give it to? Your favorite one. They'll know that they're the favorite one because you gave it to them. Yeah. My kid is 3.5 and she noticed me doing it. What, playing games? Or wait, what? I'm so confused. Tomo! GG's, let's go, Tomo. Let's go, Tomo. All right. All right, Tomo, you are getting Settlement Survival. Settlement Survival. Lead your people to their new settlement in this survival city builder. Ooh. Ooh. All right. Finched. There we go. All right, let's go to Nightmare. Go to that. Gamer Pro, welcome in. Hello. T-shirt just arrived. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Dude, they're so comfy. I'm wearing one right now. They're so comfy. I love the shirts. They're so nice. They're so nice. Fluffy Pancakes, thank you for the follow, man. Alco, welcome in. Fear, thank you for the 19-month Prime, dude. Gamer Boy Ivan, hello. Hello, hello. Tips for zero evidence? Yeah. Make sure that you're comfortable playing the game in Nightmare before you do zero evidence. You want to treat, for zero evidence, you want to treat zero evidence like you are playing a big old game of Guess Who. You're trying to figure out what you can do to eliminate as many ghosts as possible or confirm the ghost. So if you can determine that the ghost is not a big list of ghosts by hunting speed, make it hunt. Oh my God, Dorito. You got your shirt yesterday too. Nice. What is the best evidence to get on one evidence? I don't know about the best evidence to get, but I'd say the evidence you don't want is orbs. Because if you get orbs, then that means it could possibly be a mimic. So you have to check for, at that point, you need to check for freezing, check for UV, and check for spirit box. That's the worst to get. But EMF, because then you still have to check for orbs if you have spirit box or those other. But if you have EMF, dots, writing, all of those 100% can't be a mimic. So it's a lot better. Will we do ghost guessing again soon? Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Either this week or next week. I would love to. Yes. I just got to double check and make sure that everything is uploaded correctly with the new ghosts in it. It should be. So we'll definitely do it again. Taco Bell's in the US that serve beer, but they're Taco Bell cantinas, not just regular Taco Bells. Oh, Vegas, New York City, a few other cities. Interesting. I'll have to look up images and see what those look like. Interesting. I like orbs and zero evidence, the easiest tell of what your ghost. Oh, okay. Well, that's a different story. That's different. Indy has to talk about like that too. Sheesh. All right. We're going to do some perfect nightmare random maps. We don't have to worry about what map to pick because we're going to do random. Unfortunately, if we get a larger map and it's random, that means I got to go bone hunting. Tons of fun. Blasty blast. Absolutely great. Love it. My favorite. Going to Vegas to have Taco Bell. It's her faces. Dude, I'm down. Hey, Kirst. How are you, friend? Sometimes think I have a mimic, but it's a Hantu. That's why I like the mimic so much. It makes so much uncertainty. You don't want to be so straightforward with just you go in the map, it's this goes done, let's go. I would rather feel uneasy about what it could be. I'm good, doing better. Definitely was not feeling hot recently, but feeling much better. Yeah, Dear Slayer, thank you for the heart me, dude. Hoping for prison. We'll take that. It's restricted, nerd.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
How's the stream been so far? It's been good, Dorito. How have you been, friend?
Reports of a cursed octane nearby. This must be the reason.
Oh, my Lanta.
Here. Take a look. You may be able to use it to your advantage.
That's right, Pinky's out. We're fancy around this bitch. Oh, one mission away from the Sunny Meadows badge. Nice. The bone is still broken. And from what I've heard, also, I've heard that the bone is broken on Willow as well. For some reason, the bone can't spawn in the basement. I don't know why that is. And it came from a source that's pretty reputable. Reputable. So I don't know why that happened. I don't know why it's slowly breaking, like the bone is breaking in the game. Maybe they should just remove it. Because we don't need it. Spending the weekend with the boyfriend. Oh, let's go. Hey, Raphael, how are you? All right, let's go. Well, at least we know where the bone is, so that's going to be super freaking easy. And it's restricted, Sunny, so that means we don't have to deal with the entire map. I say deal with, I just mean like, you know, it's not that large. But I don't have an extra camera, which means that the map is restricted. Funds. That means that it is going to be downstairs restricted, possibly. We'll see. It's average. Okay, you talking about the bone? Are we talking about the bone right now? Difficulty nightmare. My God. Oh, cute. It's the cards. Well, I'm happy. Sheer Sinister, thank you for the 4 months. Thank you, friend. Wait. Did I have... Oh, I did have an extra... I had the middle... Never mind. I had the middle camera. I'll shut up. It's the damn center. I had the middle camera. I could see outside. Boner. Pull the cards. You pull the cards. It's possibly here? Hello? Is the bone still bugged? Yeah. Hello? That might have been outside. Hey. Thoughts if they added a motel? Oh, I think a motel map would be awesome. I think it'd be great. Hey, Sebby, how are you? There's a bone glitch on Sunny Meadows, regular and restricted right now, where the bone spawns in the same spot every time. It's been that way for quite a long time now. Okay, so we're just all chatty McChatterson, and now we're just going to shut up, huh? You'd pull the cards if you had them? Well, you don't have them, so yeah. How you feel about that? I don't know where it is. Prefer the idea of a mall. Ah, but a mall, that's rough, man. Come on. I don't know where it is. It's over here-ish. I feel sad about it? Wait, you feel sad about what? What happened? Dark Knight. Thank you so much for the gift, friend. But sometimes you should think, what would break do? All right, I'll let the ghost get me. Hold on, give me a sec. Are you in here? Yeah, it's restricted. Holy shit. Oh my God. I think I know what it is. Okay. My heart was echoing through my ears / butthole. It was so effing loud. Holy hell. Make the ghost pull the cards. You know what? I like that idea better. Let's do that instead. I like it. Oh, I never got the power, son of a bitch. It's fine. Jesus Christ. If it's not a Raiju, then they've done something to break it even worse. Damn. All right, give me this. See, that's a normal heartbeat. What we heard in there was not a normal heartbeat. We could verify that if we wanted to, just to be sure. EMF, orbs, or dots. So I mean, 2 of them, right? Just to be sure. Let's get dots. Let's get that. Let's get a photo camera just in case it shows up again. Thought it teleported to you? No, it evented on me. So technically that's not necessarily the room, but I'm just hoping that it is. Didn't fix the heartbeat. I don't think so. Definitely doesn't feel like they did. I don't know if they've ever actually even acknowledged that it was a problem. So then it makes you think, oh, okay, is it not a problem? It's payback for what I said about break. Listen, it was a joke, man. No need to threaten people with harm. Hey, I was just kidding. Was that further away? No, it can't. Oh, no, no. You're not over there, are you? Oh, I have breath out here. Oh, it's outside. What? Yeah, it's restricted. Oh, the power's got to be over here. Okay, never mind. Open. Open. A shade. There we go. All right. So Little McStinky. I guess is out here. It's gonna be the new ghost. Based on the heartbeat that I had earlier, I don't think so. I don't think so. 49k points from Stream King. Oh, dude, Jason. Yeah, I mean, points can definitely take a while. It really does depend. I don't see my breath now. There it is. It can definitely take a while. I think being sub, doesn't that speed up points by like 2 or 3 times? Turn the lizard down. My God. I hate it here. 1.4. Yeah. They did say they were aware of the heartbeat bug. I would have to go back and look in their server to see if they've mentioned it at all. Because I haven't heard them acknowledge it at all. Almost halfway there. Nice. Ba-ding. There we go. It's going to cut the power. Remind you of the... Oh, my video of that? Oh, yeah, that was good. 1.2. Oh, and the different tiers are speeding it up as well. Yeah, you do get more points the higher tier you are. That is a good point. Touches, salesman, touches. Scout the Discord a few times for different things. I don't recall Raiju heartbeat events being acknowledged. What also makes it difficult too is that at one point in time, they allowed you to see what other bug reports people were putting, which was really nice. Because if I had an issue or I felt like I had an issue with the game, I could go search and be like, oh, others are having an issue too. To streamline it, they made it so that you can't see that anymore, which kind of sucks. I understand it, but at the same time, I kind of wish it still existed. kinda do. All right. No dots as of right now. That's fine. No orbs either. I mean, if I don't have orbs, I have to have dots. If it's a Raiju. That heartbeat was so stinking loud, man. Thoughts on what the new map may be? I don't know. I was guessing a police station. That was my guess. Jason. Oh, okay. My. Yes, I saw the old video when the ghost got you outside the map. Oh, yeah. Good times, man. Good times had by this game. All right, Ghost. I don't know where you're walking. I don't know what you're trying to do. I need to get media, but it's so back and forth between these areas. I can't lock it down. We're going to try to do it like this. It's a bit of a double-edged sword not seeing those reports. I can see a pro being there so they can get an idea of how many are being affected. Because if someone sees a reports, right. Yeah, part of the issue is that if somebody sees a report of something that can be used maliciously, then they might learn about it that way, right? So it's like, I get it, but same time, yeah. Well, a mimic can, if a mimic is mimicking a Raiju, it will do that, but I don't have orbs. Do I still have breath out here? Mimic can't copy the heartbeat? Do you know that for sure, or are you guessing? Ooh. Okay, okay. Found you. It's over here. Oh, you bitch. Heard it from others. Could be wrong. Okay. Eric, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. There we go. The ghost is being very chill and I don't like it. Okay. Well, I guess we go get more stuff. Oh, this ghost is going to take 15 years. Hey, it's okay. Hey, Carrie, welcome back. Is that 2 rooms? Outside? Outside should be just 1 room, right? No, it's not an APOC 3 run. If it was an APOC 3 run, I would not be running. APOC 3, the lights wouldn't be working. I wouldn't be able to run. There'd be heavy rain. Basically, all the worst conditions possible. Yeah. Hey, HBB boy, what up? What up, dude? Well, Ghost, you're being a bit of a jerk hole, if I say so myself. We don't have orbs, so if it is a Raiju, then I have to have EMF 5 and dots. So now I'm like second guessing myself. Google says that the mimic can copy the Raiju heartbeat. Ooh, interesting. But that AI response might be wrong too, right? Ah, Ghosty, you suck. All right, well, I guess we're just going to go full send and just carry a bunch of shit inside. Why not? Why not? We can double check the temperature. We can bring in a book. It's Google. Yeah, well, I mean, on Google, it's pulling, the AI is pulling from a couple of sources. It tells you what it's pulling from. So if it's pulling from a source that is incorrect, it's going to give you an incorrect response. And there would be, I would have to have orbs for a mimic. Yeah. Which we see nowhere. And I had my breath outside, right? 20 degrees. Boom. All the way down to 1. So this is the ghosty area for sure. It's just not giving us anything. I just knocked on a table over there. I just heard it. Oh, this is a really shitty room to be in. Really hate that the AI overview pops up when you search something. There's got to be a way to turn it off. What the Slayer, thank you for the 21 months. Thank you, dude. Shadiest Raiju. It could be. Hard to say, man. I don't know. If you put at the end of your search, I don't want to have to put something at the end of my search to not pull up the Google AI. Like, I just want to be able to disable it. Hey, Moon, I'm good. How are you? The ghost is an unpaid actor. Yeah, I guess. Like, at this point, I'm still stuck on Raiju, but it's just not giving us anything. Like, what in the freaking hail, dude? Zombie Sarah, thank you for the 16 months. Yeah, so funny. You jerk. It's going to hunt me before we get anything. Goes on lunch break. Oh, it's out here eating. Oh, okay. Like, if it is a Raiju, that sucks because it's literally giving us nothing. All right, back to the truck. It's laughing at our struggles. Yeah. It's okay. It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. Hi, Hyper. First time playing Phas? Yeah. Yeah. Happens to the best of us, you know? Back for more tags. All right. I'm going to grab one of those. I'm actually going to grab two of those because I feel like this ghosty is going to try to hunt us very soon. I can feel it. I feel it in my bones. I feel it. If the ghost is a male mimic, can it still mimic the Banshee and the Diane? I think so. From my understanding, yes. Yeah, Matthew, soon to be on Switch 2 as well. Yeah. It's getting there. Okay. Like, I'm every minute that goes by, I'm thinking less and less that it is a freaking Raiju. But it's only because it's not giving me any of the evidence. What map is this? It's Sunny Meadows. It's the restricted version. Love how I searched how to disable Google AI overview, and the AI overview told you can't do it. Wow, dude. Juju. Hi, homie. How was your stream? How's it going? How are the ghosties? We have a something. It's evented on me once, and it's given me nothing else. So I don't know what to do with this. Because your goat only died twice the entire time? Nice. Well, at this rate, I don't know what's going to happen. It's not walking around. Did it move, like, around? Did that just go off? Hold on. Will there be any advantage on playing console version compared to Windows or VR? Bro. Did you hear my heartbeat? Come on. Where are you? If I get this, I'm going to be really confused. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Say, I should not get that. But with us not having orbs, I'm so confused too, man. It's okay. Laser Blade, thank you for the 6-month Prime. Appreciate you. Juju, thank you so much for the raid, friend. If you need to go do your things, do the eatings or the drinkings or the sleepings, I appreciate you. Live in a constant state of confusion. Yeah. Samesies. Especially with this ghost. Bryce, first time multiplayer. Wait, multiplayer, long time solo player? Yeah, don't be afraid to divvy up what you guys need to do. If you're not solo anymore, that means you have help. Or you can like enjoy the truck for a little bit while your friend goes in. Yeah. Hey Wizard, what's up? Any idea what it is? I'm thinking it's a Raiju, but I've yet to get a single piece of evidence. Yeah, Slick, thank you for the 31 months. Damn, dude. It's Nightmare, so I get 2. And I've gotten 0. And if it's a Raiju, I mean, I should have EMF 5. But I should also have dots because I don't have orbs. And I've literally just been chasing the ghost. Is a Hantu fast only in the ghost or anywhere that it's anywhere? It's not a matter of it. It's the Hantu's speed is based off of temps, and it's not about, how do I word this? The Hantu's speed is based on temps. The ghost room is inevitably going to be colder, so it's going to be faster. So when it leaves the room, it all depends on what the temperature is in the next room. If it's cold, it'll be faster. If it's warm, it'll be slower. So if you turn the power on to a map, then all the rooms will be warm except for where the ghost is. So it should slow down significantly when it leaves its room. If it's outside, well, that sucks because it's going to be fast. If it's like snowing. Never seen a ghostie in the courtyard? I don't get the courtyard very often. It's very few and far between. For sure. Little Gee, thank you for the 5 months. Want to think about the Tanglewood rework preview? Can't wait. I can't wait, man. I'm excited for it. I don't even know what to do with this ghost, honestly, at this point. Watch, it's going to give me dots eventually. The cards would help? No, they would not. Hey, Code, how are you? Card roulette? I kind of want to now. I kind of want to because I kind of want to make it hunt. With the way the ghost is acting at this point, it feels inevitable. Sit in the others and sit and watch. Oh, that's what I was doing right there. The ghostie was setting the motion sensors off. So I know that the ghost was right there, but it's not setting the dots off. Just in case. Because it can do things through the wall. That's why the book is on the floor. Well, nothing to it but to do it. That's not a Raiju. What the f... How many evidence do we get? Oh, on the weekly, we get 3. That is not a Raiju. Why was my heartbeat so damn loud? wasn't getting that. I was getting none of those. Hey, Chi, welcome in. How are you? I am also now more confused. Same. All right, there's 25. Oh, yeah. High Priestess means that we have a free frickin' life. $25 back. There goes all my sanity. Oh, I was about to say, dude, they can't stack. Hello. Listen to my heartbeat. What? That is way louder than normal. So confused. Are you an Obake? I saved it. I saved it. He lost his pants. Yeah, but he found him again real fast. Did you see that? Why was the heartbeat so damn loud? Hey, Knight, how are you? What the f... I don't have words. I don't have words. It was fast after the smudge just because it had line of sight speed. It had a bunch of line of sight speed. We don't have this, so it would be, I'm going to get ultraviolet and EMF 5 from it. What the f... Okay. Well, either way, I need a video of the ghost. We need to prevent the hunt with the crucifix. Sounds fun. What you doing? Oh, you know, trying to survive. You know, classic. And I'm like, I said I was going to do perfect games, and now, like, at this point, I'm like, do I want to do perfect games? But we haven't seen orbs. Yeah, but it's Nightmare. I'm not going to get all 3 pieces of evidence. So if it's Obake and we don't have orbs, that means I'm going to get EMF 5 and ultraviolet. Yeah. That's what that means. Cozy Nana, welcome in. Hello. Don't worry about it on this one. I'm like, my mind was set. I was like, dude, I'm going to go for perfects. And then I get this. And like, this ghost, I can't explain the heartbeat thing. I don't know what to say about it. Is it a Banshee? No, it's an Obake. No, we know what it is. Where did I drop the cards by chance? I dropped it back here, yeah? By the piano? More cards. I'm gonna do it at this point. Might as well, right? There we go. Or I guess I'm gonna wait. It's hunting. Wonder if it's a mimic. If it was a mimic, I would have orbs. I don't have orbs. So it can't, it shan't, it won't. Cozy, hello. What's up, MO? I kind of forgot I had 0 sanity. I have 0 sanity because of the moon card. No orbulations. No. No. Once it loses line of sight, wouldn't it slow back down to normal? Eventually. But it takes time. It's not immediate. The only time that like you would have the immediate drop in speed was like a Jinn. Oh, okay. Why did the... Hi, Honorable. Hello, friend. Thank you for the 7 months. The ghost just changed from out in the courtyard all the way to over here. At first, I thought that the crucifix turning and the firelight was through the wall. I was like, okay, that's fine. No, it's because it's literally right over there. This dude. I might just let it get me for funsies. What map is this? Yeah, it's Sunny restricted. Sunny restricted. Oh, and you cut the power. What an ass hat. Why do people prefer the tier 2 smudge rather than tier 3? Have you used both of them? Give it a warm hug. I kind of think we should. I think we give it a warm hug and then we say F this. Hi. Thank you. I'm going to go this way. Whee. I gave him a crisp high 5. That's right. Hey, Maurice. How are you? Listen to the heartbeat. Like, am I nuts? Or is the heartbeat so stinking loud? Man. Holy crapola. All right. So is it now also the Obake is like that too? What the All right, let me go do this. Do this. All right. We're going to Obake. I'm getting out of here. Oh my God, dude. Ghost was a psychopath. It's literally everywhere. Oh, look, evidence. Could it be the echo? I don't think so. I never feel like I have the heartbeat like that here. So weird.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Got me, dude. Not yet the tier 3. I think it's a lot easier to be able to understand it once you've used all the equipment. So like trying to figure out why people like using tier 2 over tier 3. The reason a lot of people do that is because they don't want to stop the ghost in its tracks. So with a tier 3 incense, the ghost is literally standing still. So most people don't want to do that. They want the ghost to kind of get the hell away from them. So what they'll do is smudge the ghost, it slows down the ghost, but doesn't completely stop it. Because let's say you're on Edgefield and you smudge the ghost and you need it to get away from you. If you're using tier 3, it's not going to go anywhere. It's literally going to sit still. Yeah. Ay caramba, dude. All right. I was like half tempted to be in the mood for random Nightmare Perfect games. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'm in the mood for that now. I was, but not after that. I like tier 2 UV because I don't have to point it anywhere. That's fair. I like tier 3 UV with how strong it is, so I can place them up around the rooms and stuff. And the ghosts can't interact with the UVs. Like, they can't touch them or throw them or anything. Was nice to us earlier, yeah. Give another chance? Fine. Fine. We'll give another shot. Maybe it was a one-off. It's fine. Obake ruined it. You'll get luckier this next game? I mean, maybe. Wish you could take a mix of tiers. I kind of wish you could too. That'd be nice. Choose whichever you want from like, well, choose like one, I don't know. You wouldn't do this, but like 1 or 2 tier 3 cameras, but also a tier 1 and 2, you know? That'd be super cool. Better than high school, yeah. I take Sunny Meadows 10 out of 10 times over high school. That's for damn sure. All right. Tanglewood I'll take. Good old Tangles? That's right. Prison's the worst? Nah. I don't think so. I think Prison can be rough as a solo player. I think when you're playing Prison with 4 players, it's definitely not that bad. My favorite map is Willow. Willers. Yeah, I think the hot topic of conversation for Phas right now is everybody being so indifferent about what's going to happen to Tanglewood. And I'll be one of the first to say I'm excited about it. I can't wait. Because we don't know. The only thing that we have seen is 2 pictures, and the 2 pictures look great. They look so well done. Think you're going to get a ghost? No, I'm not. Hey, Sammy, how are you? Queen, thank you for the follow. Erica, welcome in. Special Pat, what up, dude? All right, let's go. Flashlight, thermo, EMF. Sarah Wright, capture a photo, motion sensor, in an event. You know what? I'm actually going to drop this and bring this in case it events on us early. I like it. Willow getting remade as well. Yep. I'm excited for both. Until I see both of them, I can't say how I feel about them because we don't know. Are Hantu's broken? Not that I know of. Are they broken? All right, up his camera. Oh my God. I got a picture of your boob. I'm so sorry. Oh God, that was right on the boob. I do apologize. But you asked for it. All right. Anyway, you were saying? Ah, power's downstairs. Told you to get out. Listen. Getting all the photos done, though. Shouldn't attack me like that. Not the booba. How dare. All right. So, do we think she's in the nursery? Hey, Honorable, feeling better? I'm feeling a lot better. Not 100%, but feeling a lot better. All right, anyway. Notice the heartbeat definitely sounds louder in Sunny Meadows and other maps. I'll have to do more Sunny runs. Yeah. Had a few games last week. Go Jin, Mare Jin. Oh my God. All right, let's do this. I'm actually going to check the temps this time. She did event on me, so we're going to do that because if it's I can't see it here, but if it's an Oni, then that would have dropped 20 of my, well, yeah, that would drop 20 of my sanity, not just 10. So careful, SpongeBob. Oh my word. So spicy. Now, just because she evented there doesn't mean that's the room. It could be. High chance of it being there, but it's not a guarantee. Check our temps. 9 degrees. It's colder. And it's in here. Okay. So there you have it. Chill. Hot shot. So we got 4 Thays in a row earlier? Damn. Listen, Thays can be pretty fun ghosts to have. EMF 5. Noted. What am I playing on? PC. Playing on Steam. Yeah. When I just sunny the past few weeks and the heartbeat does sound like that. Ooh, interesting. When you get used to the heartbeat on Sunny, you'll be able to tell when it's the Raiju. I just don't play a crap ton of Sunny Meadows. I think that's the big thing of it. All right, so we have EMF 5. Had a ghost in the guru room in Sunny Meadows earlier today. Hey, that's a win. Give me this. Give me this. Give me this. Hey, Albert, I appreciate it, dude. Lurk on the red side. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, what are you, eh? Do one of those, one of these, one of those. Definitely put that guy down, and we're going to wait. Oh. No footies? What'd you throw? Son of a bitch. All right, walk in the salt. Oh, you bitch. Oh, I threw it in the corner. That was mean. Mean-spirited. Does the Banshee also have a high heart? The heartbeat? No. We think it's a bug with the Raiju. But it's just never been talked about. Hey, do you want to like do a shadow ghost event? I can take a photo of that. Hey, TM, how are you? All right, well, I'll be back. I need to get sounds and stuff anyway, so it's fine. A couple nights ago, and I got an Obake who gave me the 6th fingerprint 3 times. Damn. Lucky dog. Do I have any video recordings at all? I had the salt. Okay. Here, let's hit record. Maybe I'll get like a throwing object or something. Did you see Markiplier's movie debuted 95% on Rotten Tomatoes? I did. Did you see that the critics were giving it shit? Critics were giving it shit, like the 10 that do reviews on there, but thousands of people highly reviewed it. Yeah. Critics know nothing. That IGN review that they did, God, what a fucking garbage critic. Awful critic. They don't know anything about good movies? No. Some do. A big chunk don't. Especially the IGN one. They're never good. Their critiques on any movie are always trash. So, listen to the people. That's my suggestion for you. Talking about Iron Lung? Yeah. I literally watched it last night. I don't go off the critic reviews. I've seen so many that have like 10% critic. Right. Go off the consumer. It's got to be rage bait. I guess, man. If that's what they want to be known for, clickbaity shit reviews. I mean, good luck, I guess. Got home from seeing it. What'd you think? All right. No dots, huh? All right. Let's put double book and a spirit box in there. IGN can be very useful for reviews. Look at what they give and infer the opposite. Not a mare. Did you move rooms? A bit confused with the backstory. That's totally fair. Hey. Oh. I'm going to go get the other crucifix. Excited to see it. I think it was great. Queen, I watched it with my wife. She was a little bit confused too. I think the reason that she was confused especially was because she wanted more backstory. She wanted to understand why things were the way they were in that world. And that's totally fair. Totally fair. Queen, congratulations, friend. Guys, we have a Queen Salem partner face in the chat, and I just want to point that out. Just saying. Oh, I've already got that one. But I don't got this, though. I did see that the X's are gone because you can frickin' request a name. Hell yeah. I want to go see it, but I'm not a huge horror movie fan. Is it scary? I would say it is more psychologically, it is more of a psychological horror. And I think that you could do it. If you're not a big horror movie person, it's not gore. It's not like, sorry. It's not like some big, huge gore movie. It's not some big, huge slasher. It's not some big jump scary movie like that. It's a psychological thriller. I know that you're an EMF 5. Shut up. Hoping the movie will be available on streaming too, because I don't think it was available here. Yeah, fair. It has to be. Talking about Iron Lung, yeah. It has to be available for streaming at some point soon, right? I don't know how long he's planning to keep it just theaters. You know that he's going to put it onto some kind of streaming service. Or post the movie somewhere. I don't know. All right. What did I say I had? EMF 5? It's been a lot of physical manifestations. Freezing or dots? My guess right now is freezing. I have not seen the new Silent Hill movie. No. Okay. It's like 2 or 3 degrees in both of these areas. You bitch. I want to watch it so badly. It was great. I enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, cinematically, the cinematography and the music and the sounds were so good. I loved it. Silent Hill was really bad. Oh, really? Dude, you were... freaking out, man. Miranda, hello. Would you stop it? No! Leave me alone! You bully! No! She's gonna hunt me now because she's vented on me and taken my sanity. Posted a vid talking about it on his page. Touched by I'm sure, dude, listen. It's so cool to see. It's so cool to see. Hope he does figure out streaming because one of my brothers wants to see it. There's got to be a way, man. Let her take it. She needs more. Take what? She needs to leave me alone. In the tier, any crucifix can burn in your hand. Any of them. Oh, my sanity. Oh, yeah, that's true. She is venting a lot. I should probably go get the audio recorder. Now, she's not giving me the second piece, though. Maybe it's dots and it's in the hallway? Maybe. Could be. Stony, thank you for the 3 months. Your only concern is you haven't played that. I haven't played the game. I didn't play Iron Lung. My goal was to watch the movie first and then play the game. I haven't played it. All right. I'm about to go get more emotion. Holy shit. Did you see what it's trying to do? Try to rip my head off. Well, ads haven't started yet. Ads start in about 30 seconds. I'll go outside for when the ads happen. Maybe it's freezing now. Maybe I just like she's walking around so... Ah, there it is. Yahtzee. All right, let's go outside. We're gonna go outside. Friends, I have 3 minutes of ads they're about to play. Just a heads up. As soon as they're done, we'll go back inside. I want to make sure I got outside before that happened. Excited for the mortuary assistant? Yeah, that's going to be a good one. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the Phas movie. I'm excited for all the things, man. It's all going to be good. Phas movie is going to be great to watch. We just are waiting to hear more information about it. That's all. King, welcome in, dude. Spaceballs 2? I'm a little worried about Spaceballs 2. I'm a little worried. Mortuary System movie looks great. Impressed by the trailer? The trailer was really good. Yeah. Brian's got to be super excited about it, man. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know what Markiplier's plan is with the movie, because I mean, there was no big anything backing it. It was him. So I don't know what his plans are for streaming. Lavender, thank you for the 9 months. Really interested to see how the movie does. Yeah, me too. Yeah. And he's a solo dev. Yeah. You talking about Mortuary Assistant? Yeah. Well, hey, there you go. Hey, whatever works, Moon. You do what you gotta do, friend. Watching many VODs recently. Oh, I can almost record that through the wall. Couldn't he just post it on his own channel? He could. And I don't know if that's his plan. I don't know if the plan was let it do its run through theaters, and then after it's done its run through theaters, then post it on his channel or something. Maybe. I don't know. I could see him doing something like that. I could see that being the case. We'll see what he does. But, I mean, it's just the first weekend, man. Yeah, Anderson, welcome in. Miranda, thank you. Excited to see how it does in the charts. I think I heard a clip of him saying something like the rate at which it's dropping, which any movie will, right? The amount it's making will drop. I forget what he said. The rate at which it's dropping, it's like clockwork, and like watching it with the other movies that are also doing something very similar and getting closer and closer and closer together. How easy or hard was the weekly? Not bad. No. It's the Frostbitten. It's 3 evidence. The Ghost is 75 speed. It's not that bad. Once it's through in theaters, he'll be looking at what seems okay. Seems to be the most accessible for people. Oh, for when he has it streaming? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This day and age, even Mel said that, you're talking about Spaceballs too, said that he can't make movies like he used to. No, he can't, because he will get flagged by literally everything. If he made a movie like he did back in the day, there's no way. No way. Great watch, Ribs. I watched it yesterday. It was great. Agreed upon, man. Agreed upon. All right. Well, Ghosty turned off my power. Weird. I was literally about to ask for a ghost event. Literally just about to ask for a ghost event. Hey, could you finish recording? Thank you. Love you. I need one more. Can't find me and comes to find you, right? Why did she... Why'd she hunt so far away? Oh yeah, you're an Oni. It's really visible. Really, really, really visible. So what is it not giving me? Oh no, I had freezing. Duh, never mind. I literally have a photo of it. Oh, I need motion sensor. Shit. Let's run. I'm losing it. We walked outside to do the ads and I came back in and forgot literally everything. Forgot everything. Polly, welcome in. Anderson, hello. All right, we'll get a couple of those. We'll get, oh, don't need you anymore. I think we've got photos, booba. We've got videos. We've got, I need one more sound. Well, if this a-hole would hunt near where I need it to hunt. Not giving dots. No, it's not going to give me dots. All right, I've got a smudge. I've got another smudge. I've got this. Okay. Are you the ghost? Is that why you're the problem? I see my breath. My breath is here. Hi, Archmage. How are you, friend? Let's put this one here. Put this one here. Give me this. Oh my god. Talking of, oh, what? That was considered talking? That's like whispers. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. I don't know. That's literally whispering. Just eat the crucifix, you butthole. Thank you, Miranda. Ash, thank you for the follow. Gux, welcome in. Hello. Ah, turn off the power, see? Trying to get us in the dark, see? Meh. Twilight plot. Yeah, I could do that. I was hoping to get a cruci burn. She didn't know about Pam? Wait, what do you mean she didn't know about Pam? What about Pam? I've already got an event. Tag. EMF. Yeah, I could do EMF too. That's true. At this point, I don't know. Dorito. Thank you for the subs, homie. Oh, she didn't know we called her Pajama Pam. Watch, she's gonna eat the crucifix the second I go away to get the EMF. You bitch! I swear to God. Okay. Oh. I had a whisper, I had EMF, and I also had the crucible all at the same time. Okay, that worked. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. You know what? We're gonna let you hunt one more time just for funsies. Yeah. That's not annoying at all. Thank you. We have 3 ghosts now? I don't know what that means. Ellie. Boo. I could call it, dude. I don't know. The timing can be pretty impeccable sometimes. One more hunt is a little treat. I think that's the plan. Just a little treat. Just a little treat. Ellie, thank you for the subs, homie. Love that song. Me too. You ever read the scent notes for a candle and go, I don't even know what that is? Oh, yeah. Oh, listen, dude, I brought my cruise. You're going to eat these now. I literally brought him in the kitchen to get him the hell away from her. Fine. Okay. Fine. I'll go to the garage. Just can't win, man. You've given up reading and you go by smell? Oh, you're talking about, oh, the candles. It was kind of as a joke, but it might be a possibility that we got a couple of the candles that are supposed to be scented like Disney World just to see what they smelled like. I don't want to say that we 100% did that, but we might have done that. Twig, thank you for the 17 months, homie. What the shit? Hey, I'm in here, stupid. She saw me here and then she just left. She's like, nah, I'm not in the mood. Look, see how visible that was? Corn dog scented candle? No, I don't have it yet. We don't have the candle yet. I'm waiting for it. It's supposed to show up in like a day or two. I gotta check see when it's supposed to get here. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a little bit of earthling. I like it. I dig. She's over me. That's fine. You know, I got to admit, certain ghosts you get, Oni is a nice change of pace because Onis are so effing active. It's great. It's great. Smelled a mac and cheese candle. Ew. You know, it's funny. Every time we get, if we're in the store and we see there's a different flavored Pringle that we've never tried, we will get them. And we even did like a Pringle taste test one time with our family. Any Pringle that is based on any kind of meat tastes awful. God awful. It doesn't matter what kind of meat it is. If it is supposed to be like a type of meat, it's disgusting. Release a goo scented candle for April Fools. I was going to make goo. I was going to have goo scented, goo label candles inside of my merch store, but I can't do it the way I want. Yeah. Somebody's saying they found a hot dog scented candle. Ugh. No, that does not include barbecue. No, because the barbecue is not supposed to be like meat, right? Barbecue is the flavor. It's not like meat. Waiting for goo pants. Oh, I got to step up my game. I got to work on that. Smells like soft pretzels. Oh, interesting. I know that they, like Disney, at least, I'm pretty sure that they have a soft pretzel one. Dirty dog water candle. Huh. Bath & Body Works made a pizza and ranch scented candle. May they burn in hell. May they burn in hell. How many events do we have? 10. Do I plan on seeing the new? I didn't even watch the last Scream movie that came out. I need to. I just haven't yet. Ro Buddy, thank you for the follow, man. Twig, thank you again for the 17. Ellie, thank you so much, homie. Oh, my Lantas. All right. Do this now, because if I don't do it now, we're going to forget later. Anything about the devs getting rid of crouch sprinting? They've said it in the past. Now, as for, are they actually going to implement that? I don't know. They've said that their plan was to get rid of that, but that has not been something that's been written down. It's not in like the Trello. Never seen it. The first one's a good look. The first one's great. Matthew Lillard, come on. Classic. Doritos had a cheeseburger flavor a while back, kind of liked. Dude, the Doritos ones, like there's like bacon, and bacon normally is, you know, delicious, but not like that. Absolutely awful. Although, you know what they did have? They had a Mexican street corn Pringle. That was damn good. I was shocked at how much I liked it. All right. We did reach the daily, so let's spin it. Hold merch. You have a friend who made Baja Blast scented candles? Dude, I feel like that'd actually be great. All right, let's do some merch, friends. Give me a second to figure out what we're going to give away and then pay attention to chat and we'll give it away. Yeah. Yep. It's only on the purple side, friends. Thank you, Matthew. You've had the street corn Pringles too? Dude, they're so good. Oh, they're so good. Love anything Mexican street corn. I can't say that I've had actual Mexican street corn, though. I've only had the Pringle. Get that street corn out of my face. He doesn't say street corn. I think he just says corn. Late night taco Doritos. Ooh. You know, there was a comedian. I think, was it Pete? He was talking about Doritos and he was talking about Cool Ranch. And it's like one of the, it's like possibly the perfect chip. It's like you put your tongue on it. It's sort of like licking a 9-volt battery. There's like a charge to it. I've got to come up with some new merch soon. Tis been a little bit. One idea I did have recently was about possibly doing a like a vault, like like a vault release where like I bring back all of the shirts that have been archived for a short time, so if anybody missed it, they could get it. Street corn Cheetos, ooh, that sounds good. Hot One Pringles, dude, the Hot One Pringles were good. That does actually sound really good. Well, speaking of shirts, why don't we do one? Have to try real Mexican corn on the cob. It's so good. But do I find it somewhere or do I make it? Like, what is the best way of going about that? Like, do we make it from scratch? I can make you some if you want. Oh my God, Rafa. I'm imagining opening up a package and it's just Mexican street corn. How do I access the merch? If you go to flashforcemerch.com, or if you just wait inside of the chat, you could possibly win some. Bum, 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 bum. It's going to make me do the whole login thing. Yeah. Hold, please. Oh, God. I don't remember my login information. Volunteer to make one as well? Oh, my God. Get it fresh and authentic? I'll have to look around. I'll have to ask around. I have some friends. Actually, we have a local joint to us that might have some. Their Mexican food is so good. Places where you are, but you can find them there. Not that I know of. My favorite ghost is a mimic. Mimic is definitely my favorite. All right, hold on. It's being a bit of a butt. Yeah, Mimic is my favorite by far. All right. Here. God, it had me create a new password. I had to go through the whole damn things. Had to go through all the things. Why the Mimic? I love the Mimic because of how unpredictable it is. At any time, that ghost could become a different ghost, and I think that that's awesome. It makes you second guess everything that you do. Hey, Ned. Yeah, I'm feeling better now. Way better than I was. Not 100%, but way better. Friends, on the purple side, if you type !enter, you could win yourself a toe shirt. Toe needs some nice representation in the chat. Toe needs representation, and if you haven't seen it, this is the Toe shirt. If you don't know who Toe is, then you've obviously never been to Maple Lodge Campsite. Spitty, oh, thank you for the prime, dude. Thank you. !enter. It is not US only. Double check with Fourth Wall to make sure they ship to your country. It is not only US. They do ship internationally. I believe there are some restrictions as to where they send, but they ship to a lot of places. You're going to save toe at all? If I go there. I have a toe in my room up there thanks to Break. You can see the head. See that right there? See right there? Break made that for me. Yeah. Lavender! GG's on the merch. GG's. Hell yeah. GG's, friendo. GG's. All right. If you lost the redeem link, friend, if you do exclamation point redeem, it'll show up for you again. Obviously, because you won, you'll be able to redeem. Only you will be. Yeah, yeah. Good night, Jason. Have a good one, dude. I'm hanging in there. We'll see how long we go tonight. I don't know how long it'll be. It might not be forever. Again, we're feeling better, but I also don't want to push it too much. Why did that just start? Nothing happened. Emma, thank you. Maddie, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Okay, hype trains start off of nothing now. Interesting. All right. Well, do I do it again? Do we do random perfect nightmare again? Oh, hey, have one. I don't know what it's for.
Lizard.
Evan, you'll like it. Ellie, thank you so much for the subs. I tripped and hit a funny button. Oh, that's what happened. Oh, they have a funny button now. God damn it. Was trying to get the Doom Slate achievement on my Steam account. I got a mimic, a demon ability. I was so mad. Wait. Don't I remember people saying that you can get it that way? Are you sure that it was a mimic mimicking the demon ability? Because I swear, for some reason, I thought that you could get the achievement that way. I thought so. Maybe I'm wrong. Archmage, thank you for the biddies. Hey, Lord, welcome back. All right, we'll do it again. All right. Random perfect nightmare. Please send us somewhere nice. Okay. If you're doing a weekly that has 0 sanity and the ghost attacks you as a demon, does it still count? The ghost has to use its ability for it to count. For it to count, the ghost has to use its ability. So it's actually worse to do 0 sanity because then the ghost is going to hunt no matter what. You need the ghost to start hunting with the ability. Yeah. You can get it from a mimic. I got the Rev achievement from a mimic. Yeah. I was pretty sure that you could. My nose is so itchy. I'm so sorry. Hey, Quinny, welcome in. Smitty, hello. Lavender, enjoy the shirt, friend. All right, what do we have now? Russell Dexter. Witness a ghost event, repel, and sound recorder. I'm going to bring the sound recorder in immediately. I think that's the plan. And it can't be a banshee and it can't be a Dian because we have a male ghost. It didn't pop like that today. I got the demon ability and did the 60 seconds. The achievement didn't pop at all, so I think it's broke. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Does every ghost remember where you hide? There's a 50% chance they know where you're hiding. Yeah. If it sees you in the hiding spot, there's a 50% shot that it knows you're there. But you also need to be careful on maps like Edgefield. Like, if the ghost hunts from directly above or directly below you, there's some weird thing that happens where there's a chance that it knows where you are. And I think it's because it recognizes where you are from a certain radius. It's kind of dumb. It should not know where you are if it did not see you there. But that's why, like, if you're at the end of the hallway here on Edgefield on the first floor back here, and the ghost starts hunting from upstairs and comes directly to you, that's why. So silly. Gotta get lunch. Enjoy the lunch, Rogue. Yeah. No idea, man. All right. Well, I'm going over the sound recorder this time. Because I need sounds anyway. So we might as well go ahead and knock it off of the bucket list. Also, if you start with 0 sanity, there's a chance it didn't kill you via its ability. Right. Eggs and Zachary, friend. Eggs and Zachary. When you're dying when hiding. Yeah, like, so if you're back here and all of a sudden the ghost comes directly to you, there's a good shot it started hunting from directly above you. So, careful. Boner. Power. Want to get it naturally? I didn't get it naturally. In a manner of speaking, I didn't. I mean, I spent a stream trying to get it. Where'd you... Well, it's not Noni. Where'd you fart on me from? What the hell? All right. Well, it's down there somewhere. The DO just knows we are, period. This is facts. Yeah, thank you guys for the hype train, friends. I appreciate it. Georgia B, hello, how are you? I'm going to check for temps. And I'm going to wait to take that. I'm actually going to bring both of these in. Rude farting ghost, yeah. I just don't know where it farted from. Let's try that first. Time check. Is me farming it a video? I don't think so. I don't remember posting a video about it. Dorito, thank you for the subs, friend. Ooh, you're here. Did you see the significant... Oh, hello. Did you see the significant temp change over here? That's how you know where the ghosty is. Wherever ghosty is, it's going to cool it down. All right. Oh, missed the door. Mrs. B, hello. How are you? Amanda, thank you for the 5-month prime. All right, get this guy. Get this. Throw that in the kitchen. Ooh, we'll get salt in a second. It'll be fine. What ghost would you say you dislike the most? You know, shades suck. Gorios, not too fun. I'm trying to think what else I hate. Urays, I mean, the idea of a Uray with the door slamming and stuff sounds great, except the execution of it always sucks. Also not very fun. Gotta go to bed. Good night, Queenie. Gorio, yeah. Gorio's not very famous with many people. Moon, thank you for the sub, dude. Yeah, by definition, shades are supposed to be boring, but man, when you get them and they're boring, it sucks. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here?
Slips away.
Where are you?
Down far from there.
Are you here?
Taken away.
Where are you?
Taken away.
Are you here?
Far and
Where are you? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Where are you?
from behind.
Your mom's, what up? Interesting. Are you actually in here? Ah, that's why. There's nothing there. What the shit? Dumb question. I can't find any answers. Is a Gallo, a Bombo, or a Dian a roaming ghost? Every ghost is a roaming ghost. Yeah. Every ghost can roam. It's just things like the Goryo can only roam so far. Because there's a difference between a long roam and a short roam. All right, Hotshot. Well, if you're in there, and I've got Spirit Box, let's get more. Well, I could at least get the event on you. Hi. Oh, wait. Ka-chow. Like Phantom or Banshee, I mean. I don't understand the question now. What the? Whatever. You bastard. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by the question now. At least the red lights were in-game this time. Touche. Not one, but touche. You think that they're asking if the ghost can stalk? Oh, maybe. Is that what you mean? Are you asking if the ghost can stalk? Phalanges? Regina Phalange. I know you can record sound with the Ouija. I'm aware. You can do all three things with the Ouija. You can do the photo, you can do the sound, and you can also take a video of the planchette moving. Mm-hmm. All the things. Hey. Oh. Let's do this. Do I have all three on me? Or I mean all two of me? Yeah. All right. How do you feel? It's scared. Goodbye. Hey, Tune, welcome in. All right. Sounds are done. I need one more photo. One more photo, and then we need a bunch of videos. What is scary? Got it. Tell you, Ghosty's little active pants, man. He wants me to have the shoes. Oh, yeah, that's probably true. Let's go ahead and do that now. We'll go ahead and get that taken care of. I got you, friend. Hold on. Do another ghosts yet? No. Are you about to fart on me? Are you about to fart on me? Are you about to fart on me? Got it. Now my sanity's taking a hit, though. Do I have a smudge? We should go get a smudge. We should go get one. Grumpy, thank you for the gifteds, dude. Thank you. Let's get some backups. All right. Ultraviolet and Spirit Box. Ooh. Galu, Phantom, Pulte, Mimic. Well, we took a photo of you and you didn't disappear. So that means you are not a fan of Tom. I don't see orbs anywhere, so we're going to say no to the Mimic. Pulte or Galu? Ooh. Flash, been watching the videos for a while. Glad to finally catch a stream. Welcome in, Fall Toast. Great to have you, dude. Possible poultry? Huh? Now, it's probably going to try to hunt me soon, so I've got to be extra careful. I can take a picture of the burnt cruci, though, so that could be really useful. Gallo test with the salt. Yeah, that could be the way. Just to be sure about what we have. Yeah, I'm going to double salt this beesh. We're going to double salt it. Everything is a mimic until proven otherwise. Fair. All right, what did I do with the other? You son of a bitch. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. Oh, no, please. Oh, no, please. Just show off now. All right, I can get the cruci getting burnt for my last one. Shush. That's such a good movie. God, I love it too. Told them to come to the desert, so they're coming in. Did you guys find anything? We ain't found shit. All right. I'm watching these crucifixes. One of them is going to take a burn, right? Wait, do I already have the firelight? I have the fire extinguished. Yes, I do. Okay. Never mind. Don't need you right now. Cruci burn it is. I'm surrounded by assholes. Hey, Paul, welcome in. Start watching the vids that were helping a lot. That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. I'm glad. Wait. It ate the crucifix, right? It ate the crucifix, and that is why it's not walking in the salt. I'm sitting there staring at the salt like, oh, but it ate the cruci. It's got to be a Galu. It has to be. Smoke him if you got him. Yeah, it's got to be. Galu then? I think so. Travis, welcome in. Hide and seek. I've got 3 smudgies on me. We should be okay. Should. See how none of the salts walked in and it can't be a wraith? So with the Gallo, once it's already used a piece of protective equipment, whether it's a crucifix or it's walked in salt or you've smudged it, then it becomes enraged, I believe is what they call it, is slightly faster until the hunt is over, at which point it is back to normal. But then it walked in the salt again, so now it can't walk in any more salt. It is a really, really interesting ghost. Wait a minute. A delay until it can't walk, like, but it's supposed to be like a 2-second delay, like 1, 2, and then it can't do it anymore. Like that was way more than 2 seconds. It's so antsy in the pantsy. Try to call you a liar. Maybe I was confusing. Hold on, wait. Maybe I was confusing the Gallo with what it's available, what it can do and what it can't do. 0.4% almost there. Hell yeah. The board broke. Yeah. Oh no. I hope I don't fall. Here, let me step outside. Let me step outside and read the Gallo again. Hold on. I want to make sure that I'm giving correct information. Hold. So the Gallo cycles through 3 states and changes speed and other it cycles through 3 states that change speed and other behaviors. So normal, enraged, and weakened, right? You know, Bombo is only 2 states. It's either enraged or it's not, or weak, whatever. Below are the states and behaviors are the change. Normal state, this is the starting state. In this state, the ghost is blah, blah, so 1.7 meters per second. Oh, hi. It has no other oddities. If the ghost steps in salt, is incensed, or uses a crucifix, it will go to an enraged state, right? There's a 2-second delay after stepping in salt from this state to go to the enraged state. Incense or crucifixes will cause the state change immediately. Okay? Mr. Tater Cheap, 48 months. What the hell? Oh my God. Mr. Tater. Sir, that's a really long time. How are you, my amazing freaking friend? Guys, Mr. Tater Chips, listen, you better understand when there's royalty present. Because he's it. How's it going, Mr. Tater? How's the tater tot? How's Mrs. Tater Cheap? I saw somebody get tripped up on that earlier. Yeah, that doesn't make sense what just happened to me. It remains in the enraged state until the end of a hunt, and then it goes to the weakened state. It remains in this state until the ghost steps in salt, is incensed, or uses a crucifix, where it'll return to normal. Okay. That's where my confusion was. I think that's where my mind was saying at the end of a hunt, it's going back to the normal state, when that's incorrect. At the end of a hunt, it goes to the weakened state. And it remains in that state until it steps in salt or is incensed or uses a cruci, and then it returns to the normal state. There's a 3-second delay after stepping in salt from this state to go to the normal state. Incense or crucifix will cause the state change immediately. So that's why. That in my head, I was convinced or telling myself and incorrectly that it was going back to the normal state at the end of the hunt, and it's not. It's going to the weakened state at the end of the hunt. Yeah. 2 salt piles are protective equipment to get it back to enraged. Right. 1 to go back to normal, and another to take it back to the enraged state that it was before, where it will not walk in anymore. Does that make sense now? Does that make sense? It walked, so we had it walk in salt. Sorry, go back. It ate a crucifix, immediately went into an enraged state, so it's not going to walk in any salt. That entire hunt, it did not walk in a single salt pile. As soon as the hunt was over, it was in a weakened state. So while it was in the weakened state, it stepped in salt immediately because of where it, like when it went back to its ghost room. By walking in that salt, it put it back to normal. While it was normal, it walked in another salt pile, which then made it enraged. It makes sense if you don't think about it. 60% of the time, it works every time. But like it says here, there's a 3-second delay after stepping in salt from the weakened state to the normal state. There's a 2-second delay from normal state to enraged. So it makes sense. What happened to us made sense. Does that mean that if it's weak and doesn't get cruisy, smudge, salty ever again, it'll just stay as weak? It does not go back to normal until you use one of those protective pieces of equipment. Correct. Yep. Yep. But if it hunts, it will hunt. If you have it enraged or normal, whatever, it'll hunt, and then it will go to the weakened state after the hunt. Yeah. Makes sense if you think about it. Yeah. Shaft, thank you for the follow. Loke, I appreciate it. Mr. Taters, hope the stream was good, friend. I was there for a little bit. There for a little bit. All right. Did I find... Yeah, we got the bone. I got all the things. I did the stuff. We got the gallows. We got all the things with the things and the dings. Yeah. So there we go. Get me out of here. Just, yeah, exactly. You need to remember that after a hunt, the gallows goes to the weakened state. Yes. So if you never use salt or crucifixes or incense for your entire hunt, that ghost will remain in the weakened state forever. That could definitely get a little spicy on APOC. Oh yeah. Shoot. It's good, but I don't get the new ghosts super often, which sucks because then I don't get to burn it into my memory, the things that they do and what happens. I thought only after an enraged hunt it goes back to weakened. I don't think I read that. I think from what my understanding was from my reading was that after any hunt, whether it's normal or enraged, it goes to a weakened state. I could be wrong though. Let me make sure. All right, let's see. Because I could be reading it incorrectly, and I want to make sure that I am. So they specifically say in the enraged state, it will remain in the state until the end of a hunt and then go to a weakened state. Good night, Blood Sample. Have a good one, friend. Does it say something about the normal state when it hunts? It doesn't. So if it's in a normal state, it'll just stay in a normal state. Is that correct? Had one stay normal the entire time. Ah, okay, that makes more sense. So I was reading that incorrectly. Or I was taking what it was saying about the end of a hunt and just applying it to everything, and that's not correct. Okay, so if it's normal, it will remain normal until you make it enraged. And then once you make it enraged at the end of a hunt, it becomes weakened. And then it goes from weakened back to normal after you use some sort of salt, incense, or crucifix. and it will remain in the normal until you use another one. Okay. There we go. To get it to normal, aggro start there, it has to be a trigger, but to go to a slow state, it happens at the end of a hunt. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There we go. A little backwards misinterpretation for me at first there, but understood. Okay. There we go. Riley, thank you for the 3 months. It's complex, but it's cool. I mean, it's super cool that people can figure all that out. That's pretty awesome. Definitely the most confusing of the new. Yeah. How can you identify the Dian ability? Well, the Dian doesn't have an ability that can be marked in the book. The Dian, the way you know what it is based on distance and speed. When the Dian is 10 meters or more away from you, it is a normal 1.7 meters per second ghost. When it's closer than that, it is slower. And then it will become faster if a player is within range and moves. Here comes Point Hope top floor. You don't say that. See, back to restricted. Filled with lead. I'm feeling better today. I'm feeling a lot better than I was the other day. That's for sure. Yeah. Still not 100%. Like I said, we might not do a super late stream, but much better. Hey, Obamba, welcome in. Subaru, thank you for the 5 months tier 2. Oh, is that blood rain? I don't know. It's hard to say. You have to space the salt out approximately as well. It takes 2 seconds for the Gallo to enrage. Yep. Well, you have 2 seconds that goes from the normal to the enraged. And then you have 3 seconds that goes from weak to normal. So if at the end of a hunt, if you used protection equipment and the Gallo ends the hunt after being enraged and it's back to the weakened state, there's a 3-second delay from weak to normal. Yeah. All right. Oh, it's normal. Okay. Nelly Jones, where are we going, Nelly? We are down the male wing. Okay. Roger that. Good night, Phantom. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the delay is with salt, too. That's a really good thing to emphasize. The delay is literally only with salt. If you use crucifixes or incense, it's instantly. It happens instantly. So that's why if you're doing salt, like Tater was saying, it's good to space it out because you don't want to have line up the salt if the ghost can walk in them one by one really fast. No free orbicals? No, not that I can tell. I'm going to take this, this, and this, and we're going to check temps of the rooms. I think that's the plan. Hey, LaDarsha, good morning. How do I know it's in the male wing? Because of the camera. I recognize the camera, which way it was. And whenever it's down that wing, this is the only spot the power can be in whenever you are playing on restricted. Lizard, 26 months, man. Thank you so much. If a ghost has writing, but it's hiding writing, does it still throw the book? If you're playing on Nightmare, gross. If you're playing on Nightmare or Insanity and the ghost can hide a piece of evidence, it can still be a writing ghost, but just not provided as evidence, meaning it can throw the book. Possibly heard a toss. Check some temps. Ooh, it's cold in the hallway. That's gross. It's colder here, though. Ooh. Is this your room, Hotshot? Are you here? Oh, yeah, there it is. Nice. Oh, thank God. Found it. There it is. Ay, caramba. See you, Moon. Have a good one, friend. The door going into the wing. Wait, what about it? No, I saw the bone. The bone is here every time. There's a bug on this map, and the bone is here always. Forever and always until they decide to fix it. I did the weekly earlier. Yeah. Yep, it was the first thing we did. I figured I normally stream earlier on Sundays, but we couldn't. I mean, I couldn't stream earlier because there's someone doing work in my basement. So I figured I'd stream later. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll still check for Gorbs because why not? Still haven't fixed the bone bug? Nope. Still haven't. And now we've learned about a new one on Willow, where apparently the bone can't spawn in the basement of Willow. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how people figure that out. But that's the word on the street. What they say is what it is. Hallway ghosts on Sunny are uber stinky. Well, restricted, you know. I'll take no bones in the basement. It's kind of a win. I don't think I've ever had a hallway ghost in a wing on Sunny Meadows. Any Orbeez? Oh, so sad. None. Put that there. Put that there. Grab this. You never know. Might get lucky. All of a sudden we hear like a banshee wail from down here. It's a feature. Look, I see my breath out here and I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. Okay, fine. Damn, sorry. So say, are you following me? Or there's a thing you can't get a Dio until level 30, but can have a mimic still mimic a Dio. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that is true. Sir, this is a hospital. Anyone can go here. Yeah, but it's really dirty. Look it. It's really icky, Barian. Hi, friend. How are you? How was your stream, sir? Look at you. Called it. This is either a banshee or a phantom. Doing great. How are you? I'm good, sir. Thank you. I need to go get an EMF. Well. I'm going to bring this guy. I'm going to bring this guy. Yeah, we've got ourselves a stinky that wants to stalk us. We got a stalker. Here. That over here. Nice little early warning system. I can get video of the salt. I should go get other stuff too, just in case. What was the name? Oh, good point. Nelly. No. That was a really, really good point. But no, it's Nelly. It could be either. Floor needs a good sweeping. Tell me. So this little setup right here can tell us what the ghost is. I do stream on Sundays, but I don't stream late. I don't stream at night. It's normally right after lunch. It's normally at 1. But there was work being done in my basement, so I couldn't stream at 1. There was lots of noise and lots of fumes. I'd be high. It would be a really bad time for everybody. Wonder Boy, think of the 23 months. They're gluing pipes together. You ever smell that glue? It's so strong. All right, Ghosty, come on. Well. Aren't I the popular one? Oh no, I got that twice. Son of a dick. Check, please. Oh, rude. What a hooker. PVC glue is no joke. It is no joke. I didn't mean to get it twice. Damn it. It did the firelight. I was like, can I get... Is it back here again? It's not going away. Run. Get Nanor. Oh, I tried to get Nanor. Kind of stings the nose. Yeah, a little bit. Well, at one point in my life, I put... Okay, bitch. At one point in my life, I put together jacuzzis. What the... So, that glue is a very familiar smell. Anime, hello. Is it a phantom? It is. Phantom Menace. Flash was a pool boy. I was not a pool boy. I put together things that the pool boy helped with. I don't know. Maybe. It was just I just needed a job. There was no ambitions there. It was just a job. I was not the pool boy's assistant. I was like the pool boy's mechanic, if you want to think of it like that. Yeah. The pool boy's pool boy. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. Anywho. Never done anything like that. My dad likes to tinker with stuff. I just needed money, man. I just needed a job. This is another one. When I get to restricted, I'm like, perfect game sounds fun, but I kind of don't want to. I just think it's groovy that we figured out what it was so fast. It felt like it was following me, and I was 100% correct. Need a job ever since you got out of OG. Oh my god. At least know where the bone is. Touche. That's a good point. I get the camera and at least go get a photo of that. Stalk to the left. Yeah, I know it hasn't returned. It did the one stalk and it's like, I'm done. That's it. Watch it come back now. Well, I'm at now, y'all. Come back here. Blow this out. Come on, do the ting. Walk back here. Come on. Hey, Mags, how are you? Adrona, hello, friend. How are you? I keep forgetting to go watch that movie back. Drifter, you make me think about it every time. No, you didn't come back to find out that Flash was a pool boy. You found out that I was a pool boy to the pool boy. That had a lot of PVC glue in his presence. Blow it out. Are you here? Where are you? Show yourself. Stupid. I hate you. Hello. Do the ting. I'm going to follow you. Hey, I'm following you. Blow this out. Emily, thank you for the 32 months. Elden Ring, thank you. Okay, I know you're right there. I know you're right there. Come on. Do the ting. Do the ting. Kay, thank you for the 7 months. Stalk the stalker. That's what I'm trying to do. Did it already return that way? God dang it. Whatever, man. You suck. I hate you. Apparently Down's Periscope is... Oh, it's available on Disney Plus? What the hell? Is it really? Oh, how the turns have tabled. You will show up for me so we can take a video and watch you disappear. Can it hunt while stalking? Yes, it can. Yep. If the ghost was within hunting range when it got to the front door, it could start hunting from the front door. Which can be really, really deceiving if you're playing on like a no evidence run and you're trying to find where the ghost is. And it's like a phantom or a banshee. As that thing stalks you across the map and you don't realize it. Careful, SpongeBob, indeed. Man, I can't, you know what? I don't know what it is about this map. I'm just not feeling it today. I don't know what it is. Had a Wraith teleport and hunt immediately. That's kind of a cool thing to happen, though. You know? We have ads about to happen, friends. That's what I'm trying to get out of the map. If they do happen, we've already marked the ghosty. So. Oh.
Back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Oh, did I wait a minute. Hold on. Pause. Did I confuse the ghosts? Hold on. A stalking ghost on APOC 3 would be awful. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Am I just brain dumb? Am I Hold on. Am I thinking of it backwards right now? Hold on. Hold on. I'm so confused. Okay. When a phantom stalks you, it leaves an EMF 2 at your feet. Or it leaves an EMF 2 not at your feet. It leaves an EMF 2 wherever it's stalked to. A banshee does not do that. There was no... It didn't do the firelight yet. It didn't throw anything because the light was on. What did it interact with that caused an EMF 2 when it got to us? I thought the blowout happened after the EMF 2. Oh, that got me so good. Oh, that fuelled me. Also, not getting a banshee whale. What a jerk. Oh, I was so fuelled. It messed with my IRL sanity. Yeah. What are all the possible EMF2 interactions? I mean, just literally touching an object. I mean, touching a door, but it can't do that. I'm trying to think what else it could have even interacted with up front. The firelight would be one of the only other things. Unless, you know what? I kind of want to go back and watch and see where that EMF2 was pointing. What if it touched the tripod? It is possible that it touched the tripod or my camera, my video camera. That would cause an EMF2. Sneaky, sneaky snake. I'm on it, boss. Oh, Subaru, thank you. Checked her in the ads. I could check. No, it can't touch the EMF. It can't touch the EMF reader. The ghost can't interact with those. The video camera and the tripod, it can. Can a ghost leave an EMF on a tripod without knocking it over? Yes. Yes, it can. The tier 3 tripod is almost impossible to knock over. So the ghost can interact with it. Yep. The sound of touching the tripod. It might not have been that obvious, though. Oh, that was so deceiving. What a turd, man. Absolute turd. Cube, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate it. See, that's what happens when I try to just get in there and get out. I'm like, yeah, we know what it is. We can just leave when you don't do the true testing. That's what happens. We fall apart. Ethan, welcome in, man. How are you? Hey, JT, the week away was amazing and needed. Yeah. Not Sam, hello. What up for tier 2 salt? I don't want to slow down the ghost with tier 3. Yeah. The singing siren, it got me good. Well, it would have really thrown me for a loop if I got the banshee whale and then I had the EMF thing happen. That would throw me even more of a loop. It's clattering as it falls. So silent EMF, yeah. Have the Banshees even given a Scream Sense update? They have. It's just I don't get them very often. All right. Tier 2 smudge is also better than tier 3. Yeah, but that's also preference. I mean, some people are going to choose tier 3 over tier 2, and that's totally fine. It's just that we prefer tier 2. The EMF looked like it was when it shut the lights off to the reception area. Oh, that switch is so far away. Oh, but that makes sense. It did shut the lights off there. That bastard. That son of a bitch. Only judge you if you choose tier 3 headgear over tier 2. Some people just like having the extra hand and they don't want to use filters, so they like using the night vision. I just don't prefer it. Yeah. All right, guys, we are going to end it there for the day. Like I said, I would go longer, really ending a little bit short. I'm just trying to watch out for my health. Feeling a bit better. I don't want to push it too far. But tomorrow night, we stream normal time, 8:30, and we don't have to worry about the weekly because I just did the weekly. So I got to decide what I'm doing, man. Cap, thank you for the 21 months, homie. Welcome back. Nah, I appreciate you guys. If you are watching from anywhere else, I appreciate you guys so much. Tiki Talks, Tubes, Keeks, thank you guys so much, man. Yeah. All right. Let's go find somewhere to go. Yeah, make sure you guys are all staying safe, man. Between the weather and the sickness that's been spreading everywhere, just don't lick any doorknobs is the first piece of advice I can give you. All right. All right. Let's quit the Phasmers. Excellent advice. I would like to think so. Are licking windows okay? Yeah, that's fine. I don't think as many people are touching windows, so I think you're probably pretty safe. It depends, I think, on the location of the window. I think that's probably the main concern. First, nailed it. If you guys are not already in the Discord link is in chat, friends. So is the rest of socials. Make sure you guys check out anything that you wish that might be there that might be of interest to you. Any stream changes I typically will announce inside of the server. Here soon, I'm going to be posting some of my Disney picks on Patreon too. I'm falling apart. I'm way behind on a bunch of stuff that I want to do. It's just between vacation and sickness that happened, it kind of just threw me off. Is licking toe okay? Maybe. Yeah. You need a soundboard? A soundboard? Wait, for what? What do you need a soundboard for? Splat! Thank you for the follow, friend. I have certain sounds. Like Doc loves this one. Only if Toe allows it. That's correct. I need to adjust that the merch thing. I'll get to it later. All right, friends. Let's go say hi to somebody. Delphini, what up, homie? Had the flu all week, which is sucks since I can't see my dad who's in the hospital. He's got kidney transplant. It's so good to reason to be in the hospital. Oh, Luke, I hope you get better soon so you can get in there. I'm telling you, man, all of us got hit. I don't know what I got hit by. I got the damn flu shot and I still got hit. Like, what the hell? What the hell? All right, let me do this just in case, just to be sure. Don't want anybody to accidentally stop in here when we're about to raid out. Well, I got the flu shot. It's been like at least it's been like a month or two. Whole family's sick. Safe. Stay safe, friends. Stay safe. Dee-doo-doo-dee-doo-doo. You know what? Wait, let me make sure. Let me see if they're still going. Hold, please. Oh, of course, Blue. Thank you for hanging out, friend. I appreciate you. Let's see. I don't think they are. Oh no, I hope I don't fall. Oh, let's see. I don't normally stream. I don't normally raid out at this time, so I'm trying to figure out who I want to raid to. Day 15 of being sick. Ugh, that's gross. Hubs and Little have it too. It's a beast of a cold. Feel better. Seems like everybody getting hit is getting hit for like a solid week or two. No fun indeed. Also, don't forget, friends, if you want to watch old VODs back and you just want to have something back in the background, do not forget the 24/7 channel is always live, friends. It is always there. I'm going to download some of my later, my most recent VODs to add to that as well, to put into the rotation. Feeling better, just have the wretched cough. Oh, that's lingering. 3 weeks in your household. It hit us for a couple weeks too, but it's been very intermittent though, like back and forth. How's it going? It's great. And it's only been a couple hiccups. The stream randomly stopped recently, not too long ago. Beyond that and the other stuff that we had the other time, it's been fine. Yeah. Do you think they'll add new evidence types in the future? Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. Hard to say. My stream's acting strange. All right, I know where we're going to go, friends. I know where we're going to go. We're going to go say hi to our friendo playing Faz. All right, you lovely beans. If you're a follower, that's for you. If you're a sub, that's for you. If you're a creepy little tier 3, you get your own special raid command. Thank you guys so much for an amazing first stream of the month. We are going to probably have our viewer day. As of right now, I'm going to say Friday. If that changes, I will let you guys know. We did the weekly already, so I'll probably have the weekly video posted either tomorrow or Tuesday. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Break, Nocturne, Purple, Dark, Van, Supa, Nate, Blue, Lady Jessie. Thank you guys so much, man. All the love always, friends. All right, let us get out of here. You guys are the freaking best. I will see you guys tomorrow for more fun shenanigans. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I haven't decided yet, but we'll figure it out. Goodbye.